So just to remember here, what we're trying to do at this point is when you click here, we can add another item here. Let's say I want to add nail clippers because baby need those. Let's say 32 until the baby goes to college. And we want this to be red. Size, we're going to say 0 because we don't need any size there, okay? So I'm going to say save, item saved. So when we go to our list view here, or list activity, we want to make sure that we then call our recycle view and show all of the items that have been saved as well as the item that we just saved. That's what we're trying to do here. That means then that our recycle view adapter here has to be called where? Yes, inside of our list activity. So let's go there. Well, we're going to set things up here as you very well know. First of all, we have to make sure that in our list activity, let's see, activity list, there it is. We have our recycler view and we call it recycler view as for its ID. That's good. So we're set there. Let me get rid of a few of these things that we don't quite need anymore. Get rid of this. Let's go to here, our list activity class, and I'm going to say private recycler view, call this recycle view. Recycler view adapter, there we go, that we created, call this recycle view adapter as such. And I'm going to create a list here, so private list, which will contain item objects. Make sure our items that we created, the class, call this item list. Okay, very good. And then of course I'm going to need our database handler. So database handler, because we need to get that information from database, call this DB. Database handler, maybe that's better. Okay, so there we go. So for now that should work for us. Inside of our main here, I'm going to set things up. So I'm going to start by putting together a database handler. It's equal to new database handler. I'm going to pass this, the context. For recycler view, that set has fixed size to true to make sure everything is aligned correctly. Recycler view dot set layout manager. I'm going to pass a new object here of linear layout manager, which will then pass this. Okay, good, that's what it needs. And then here I'm going to set up our item list instantiated to new array list, so we can start using it when we need it. Okay, so right away here, I'm going to go ahead and say this is where we're going to go ahead and get items from DB. Okay, how do we do that? Well, we have our item list, so I'm going to say item list is going to be equal to database handler dot get all items. Very good. And for now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put all in a for loop. I'm going to use the clever one, so I'm going to say item, and it's going to be equal to item list, not equal, I should say, in item list, right? So this is our clever for loop. So we're creating object type item here. So each item list that we get from our list is going to go to an item object. That's what we're doing there. And at this point here, I'm going to say log D, just to see things showing, because we always need that reassurance. I'm going to say item dot get item name. And for the tag here, I'm just going to say activity list. But the other thing you can do actually with tags, let's go back. This is a teachable moment. You can actually click here and say you want to create a constant field tag in list view. So if you click here, you notice at the top here, it gives us this tag final static string here. For here, you can just give a name, right? So in this case here, it's always nice to give the name of the activity. So I'm going to say list activity. So this will help us whenever we want to use this tag in this class. It's going to always show in the debug logcat. It's going to show us that this debug is actually coming from our list activity. It's very handy. Okay, there we go. So let's go ahead and save this and make sure everything is okay. Of course, I'm going to be adding something new here to get to this list activity here. We're not going to see a list, as you very well know, but at least hopefully we can see something happening. So I'm going to say another item, 23, color is going to be red, 4. Let's save. If we go to log here, we should see, let's see, list. Oh, we have problem. List activity, it's not working. What is the problem? Let's see. There is a null reference for our recycle view, probably didn't instantiate it. Right, I need to instantiate before I do anything. So we have to say recycler view is equal to find by ID, r.id.recycler view. Small things that will kill you. Not literally, of course. Let's go back down here and see. We should run again. No problem. I'm going to be adding a lot of items anyway. Baby juice. Save. And we went. There we go. Says baby juice. Another item. Nail clipper and hats. You can see because on a database, when we get items, we made sure that everything is grouped by when it was added. As you can see, the very first thing that was added, which was these baby wipes, goes to the bottom, and the most recent one goes to the front, which is exactly what we want. So very good. We were able to get our items from our database. But the ultimate goal is to, of course, show all of these items inside of a recycle view, which we've been working really hard to get everything set up. So how do we do that? At the bottom here, I'm going to go ahead and create our recycler adapter. In fact, I think I already did. No, I haven't done it. So I'm going to say recycler adapter, and I'm going to instantiate it. New recycler adapter. I'm going to pass this, and I'm going to pass a list of items, which we already have, which is the item list. There we go, which is this one we got here, right? That's it. And then I'm going to say recycler view. I'm going to set to that adapter. Set adapter and pass our recycler view adapter. So every time that we're dealing with recycler views, meaning we are actually fetching data and creating the rows, creating the list rows in this case, and we're moving things around from activity A and activity B and do all sort of things, it is important to realize that recycler view has to actually update itself. Now, it does it automatically for us, but whenever data is changing, in this case, it will always be changing in terms of we are adding things. So whenever something like that happens, we need to actually call another method. So we'll say recycler view adapter dot notify data set changed, because these data set in our recycler view here that we are passing in may change at any time, but we want to make sure that adapter internally knows to notify itself that, okay, something has changed. Let's go ahead and also refresh the view so that we can get those changes and show to the user. This will become more apparent when we actually start seeing what we're going to be seeing next. Okay, just wait, you will see. Okay, very good. So we have that now. We should be good. So let's go ahead and save this and give it a quick run here and see how things will work, if they work, because you never know with development. We make mistakes. All right, let's add one more thing here. Let's say baby powder, 12, white color, size, and just say 13 ounces, whatever that is. Saved. A few seconds later, and we have an issue. What is the problem? Let's go back to our logcat here, or perhaps our run. We'll see that we have a few problems and we need to solve them. Okay, let's read here. Text view set okay and null object. So it looks like we are not getting the right things. What's happening here? It says that text view set, which is going to be a recycle view adapter Java 46. Let's click here, recycle view. It looks like this item set item get name is not quite working. Now, as you can see, this is not very helpful because it's showing at recycle view adapter Java 46, so line 46, as you can see here. But at the same time, it seems like we've done everything and it looks good. What is the problem? So looking through here, it seems like, let's see, make sure that these IDs are correct, because that could be the problem here. So we are inside of recycle view adapter and we're getting the item name. Let's click command here or control plus B on Windows and see. So at this point here, we're getting the ID. This must be the problem. We're getting the item enter ID from our pop-up. We want to get from our list row. Now, this is the problem of writing our IDs and trying to figure out where things are. That's the reason why it's always important to have your IDs with really good names that will allow you to know exactly where they belong. The way I differentiate this, which is not the best way really, because I'm mixing all those different ways of creating variables, is that I differentiate this by adding an underscore inside of our list row. And in our pop-up, all of them don't have underscore. Again, I'm mixing things up here. This is not good. This is really, really bad programming. But at least it's going to help us differentiate the IDs from either XML file. So that was the probably error that we had here. So we need to get these IDs from our list row because we're talking about a list view and we are retrieving everything to show on a list view and not on pop-up. Okay, so let's go back to our circular view adapter here where we set everything. So we're going to change these IDs to the correct IDs. So it's going to be item name with underscore. It's going to be item color with underscore. And I believe this is going to be item quantity as well with underscore, and item size and item date. This is the one that is fine. And for edit button here, let's see, make sure. Yeah, that's totally fine. It's the correct place. All right. Let's go ahead and give it a run. Let's add an item, new item, blue 23. That's a big baby. All right. And nothing is showing, but if we scroll, voila, we can see it's working. So we are having the same problem we had before, which is things are not quite aligned the way we want it to be aligned. And we don't see the delimitation within the row here. So that is not a big problem. At least now we've solved it and we're able to get the data from a database and we can show it here. Okay, so the dates are showing, the actual items are also showing, and you can see I've added a lot of different items here. We have added a lot of different items. So in the next lecture, what we're going to do is to clean this up a little bit. In fact, you should know how to clean this up by now if you've been following us from previous videos. So go ahead and clean this up, make it look way better. So meaning get rid of these spaces between all of these rows, and I'll see you in the next video.